bike was stolen off the boat last night. I got my bike back. We just took a beating. We just took a serious beating. We're coming down these pretty mellow rapids, but they threw us into that rock. We've made some serious repairs, really half-assed repairs actually. We didn't have many materials to work with, but we got some sheet metal over here where the rail was busted. Very temporary fix. Should do the trick, and then we also put some sheet metal up in the bow. This guy's just coming to check us out. This guy's been taking care of us, cooking roof food for us. Yeah, there's some small leaks now under my bags there, so I'm gonna have to epoxy them once we get somewhere where we can lift it up on the dry. For now, this will take us to Pak Heung. So much for your call of no more rapids.
Yeah, I'd have to stay optimistic.
We made it past the first obstacle, which was a tight bend after leaving I think about 5 sets of rapids. The last one is probably the sketchiest because it was right around the dam site, and there was big trucks dropping dirt into the river, and there's this big solid concrete platform in the middle of the river, and then there was a tree just beyond that, which is the way we had to go, and we sort of just went right through the branches of it, thankfully, and survived. And now we've got bushy rapids coming up here. Should be interesting. It's definitely been very sketchy. We've had to bail quite a bit, but the boat is still afloat, thankfully. The metal plates that we used to put on the boat are already rusting.
Good quality.
Continue on down the Nam Heung. Another 5 or 6 bends of the river, maybe 10, and we'll be at the Mekong. Hopefully in one piece. Oh, we've made it to a calm spot on the Nam Heung after many a rapids. The boat is still in one piece. We're still in one piece. One minor injury. Felix sliced up his finger on the new sharp point of wood that we have on the boat from when it cracked up along the rock. I'm just glad it was the wood and not these metal pieces. These metal pieces are super sharp. Forgot to mention that we also had a lovely discovery this morning when we went just paddling below our camp. I actually spotted it and I was like, there's our tent. And Felix was like, what? Where? I don't see it. It's like right there, right beside you. And it was just, I don't know, it was just like, just floating right below the surface perfectly, where you would not expect it to be. And it was, you know, great, even though the tent sucks. Could be nice to use. Actually, that would keep us a lot warmer on an island. Chill at a town that's at the confluence of the Mekong and the Nam Heung. And hopefully get somebody to work on our boat a bit, or we'll work on it. If we can find some wood, some tools. And I have some epoxy which will seal up some cracks that have formed. We can see they were blasting this morning, putting in new substations for the dam, I guess for the lines that are heading up to Sayaburi and probably to Thailand, because I think they're going to sell the energy to Thailand. This is beautiful right now. The really great thing right now is that there's tons of birds. You hear those birds? It's pretty rare to hear birds in Laos because they hunt them, like all of them. They eat them, and they like to be like sort of hunting and to get their meat. You know, it's free meat from the forest, but unfortunately, the forests are sort of dead of birds. But there's a lot of little ones around us right now, and tons of butterflies too. Felix, any German commentary?
FC Kappel ist der beste Verein der Welt.
I'm trying to translate it for you. I can't do it, so we'll just have to wait. What's that ahead of us, Felix?
It's the Mekong! Woo!
Woo!
I didn't think that I would be so happy to see the Mekong again.
Yeah, when we first got on this little river, we were pretty excited at how calm, how narrow it was, how cleaner it was, I'd say, too. A little bit less big and gnarly, but that quickly changed, as you know. And now we're both pretty happy to see the Mekong, and it's looking big right now. How big do you think that is? Like 500 meters? Pretty big. Stoked. stoked to be on the Mekong again. Thank you, Nam Heung, for not completely ruining us. Thank you for giving us a lesson. Sorry we didn't know the name of your god or your whoever runs the Nam Heung, but we're very grateful and thankful that you allowed us to pass mostly unharmed. And hello, Naga. Will you have us again, please, Naga? We are grateful to be once again on your water. It's good, yeah. That'll be perfect. So we're getting a bit of a slow start this morning. This is a little homestay in Pak Heung. My toe has been hurting me. I think it's a little bit infected. It's been a little bit swollen, a little bit painful. I've been putting iodine on it and cleaning it. And yeah, so we're dried out and we're ready to head out onto the Mekong again. It's gonna be a hot day. We don't have our nice hats or our umbrellas, but we should be okay. It's been a nice stay in Pak Heung. You can see this gentleman has a very nice house with some plastic wrapped stuffed animals. They're sort of creepy in his cabinet.
You saw that?
How much was it?
250,000 kip.
250,000 kip to do what? Extrude it. Stuck this piece of wood right on the outside, which sort of looks a bit gnarly and sticks out of the boat a bit, but it's flush on the inside. Would have been nice if it flush on the outside, and then they put this nice new bow piece on. Looks solid. And they also glued in some cracks in here where you could obviously see water coming in. Unfortunately, those cracks probably run the whole seam of the boat, but should be good to go. It's windy on the Mekong today, and it's blowing us downstream into the haze, into the fog. Hey, buddy. Should be nice. Oh, I'm talking to my buddy Trevor. As you can see, I'm getting some good use out of your solar charger here on the Mekong. Felix is resting with his fancy blue gloves on, getting a good charge. This is finally actually the first time I'm really using it, but it's coming in handy. And I'm also drying out my Anne of Green Gables book, which is a pretty good read. Recommend it, man. Anyways. So we just pulled our boat into this little town here, if you can call it that. There's some houses up on the hill and a few little boats here. Some guys working on their fishing net by the river. Exchanged our 2 words, Sabidi. That's about it. It's been a very relaxed, peaceful day on the river today. Nothing like the Nam Heung. There was only very light little white water. Never really raised the heartbeat once today. It's pretty hot, but very quiet on the water today. It was really nice. We've been probably floating for about 3 or 4 hours and made quite good distance. We were making about 8 to 10 kilometers an hour. We were told that there was no towns for the next 100 kilometers. What village? Where are we?
I don't know, it's not shown on the map.
I like it. Some banana trees, some bougainvilleas, some onions growing in the little garden. A sat dome, seems a bit out of place. A little solar panel too. I'm guessing most of their power comes from little solars. You think the power lines come here? I don't think so. No. Chili peppers. I think he's preparing these so that they can make mats. This is out back of the little village on the Mekong. They have their own little river going by. Might be a nice place for a dip, a little shower as the sun goes down or before the sun goes down. What do you think? Should we do it, Felix? Go for a little swim?
Yeah.
I think so. As we walk through the village, we hear echoes of falang, falang, falang. Little kids look at us and they start crying in fear. And the mothers threaten them by saying, "If you act bad, I'll feed you to the falang." Or so we think. It seems like what the translation could be because they smile at us while the kid looks in horror.
Oh, I hope not. I hope.
Nói thông tin mà vay mấy trong cầm nữa nè. Lý anh cầm nè mà vay mấy. Anh đá cầm nè mà vay mấy.
There's the school with Felix the German teacher. This is the temple in the little town here. Not nearly as shiny and flashy as the temples in Luang Prabang. But very nice location. And there's the drum tower. Sticky rice. You ready to go down the Mekong, Felix?